everybody, welcome, I'm Alex, welcome. In this reading that I'm going to provide you will be for December the 16th to December the 26th of 2024. This reading is going to provide by what's going on for a Sagittarius in that way. Basically, I want to see what's going to be in that stigma, that way of how it goes. It's been how the concept is, because I just wanted to figure out what's going on in this situation. So this is the way it goes. This is the way of how the layout is, and how you can try to stimulate your own process and think to yourself and say, well, this is the way it goes. This is the way of how it seems to be. So for this reading, I just wanted to try to say that, all my viewers who are out there who appreciate these videos, I'm just going to say thank you for all your dignity, all your way of how it was, because you have to know about what's going on through that situation and how it is. So, it's the way of how you can understand that priority and that say, well, this is the way it goes. This is the way it happens. This is how it is, and you think back and say, well, this is the way it goes, right? So you think and you understand about what's going on through that process, and understand about how it seems to be, and you think to yourself and say, well, I got this, I know what to do. So I think in the best majestic way of how it is, I just think that in my own mind that this is the way it kind of happens, because I just want to know about how it's going to be in that way, and say, well, this is the way of how it is and how it remains and how it seems to be. So I just want to say that this is the way it goes. This is the way it kind of happens. This is like majority is the way of how it goes. I always say this, that majority is the key. And the key is that when you have majority, you open that door of every whatever, every door, to see what's going to happen, and then you think, okay, well, this is the way it goes, right? So this is the way it kind of happens, and you have to think to yourself and say, well, this is what the point is. This is the way it goes, right? So I think to myself, saying that everything will be fine, but this is the way it kind of happens in society. That is the way it kind of goes, right? It's how you can fit your own disguise about how it goes. It's like walking into a beautiful path, and you know exactly which direction you're going to take, but then you think to yourself, it's like, well, what's the issue? What's the plot, right? So you have to understand that this is the way of how you can welcome your society, your own community, your own way of saying, well, I got this, I know what to do. So, this is the way it happens, right? So I want to figure out what's going on through this reading for Sagittarius, because, I want to see what's going on in that perfection, and I want to see what's going on through that way of how it goes, because majority is the way of how you can understand that, right? It's basically on how it seems to be, and it's the way it happens, and you have to know what to do, right? From your ins or outs, or the ways of how you can understand that, and it's the way it happens, right? So majority is a big time to process about what's going on, and knowing that I will be reading you the enchanted map at the end of this video. But the point being is that in this reading I'm going to provide you, this is the way it kind of goes, this is the way it kind of happens, because this is the way of how it is, and I just want to say that the way of how it is the way it kind of happens. So I'll do one card of a reading, and then I'll see what's going on through that situation, and this is how it is. So here we go. So, hang on. So the way of how this is like you have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, so which means that you're having bad luck. Sagittarius, I have no idea why that you're having bad luck, but the process about how this is, how it remains, it's the way of how you can know this about how it is. So just shuffle these cards. I just want to see what's going on. So the Hangman is reversed, followed by the Star that was reversed, and followed by the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, because there's no vision, there's no interesting of how it was, because you think to yourself is like, well, that's the point of view, and you think to yourself is like, well, I got this, I know what to do, I want to be in control. You have to be in control of your emotions in the way of how you can understand that. You know, you have to set your own ways and say, well, I got this, I know what to do. Now what's in the middle of this situation? Queen of Cups reversed, followed by the Five of Coins reversed, followed by the Moon that was reversed, but then the Five of Swords is upright. Yeah, because you have conflict, right? When you have conflict, you don't know what you're not going to get what you want, but in ways you need to figure out for how it is one way or another, and then you think back and you say, well, I got this, I know what to do. You know, it's how you can understand the way of how you can understand the way as it goes, and you have to think to yourself and say, well, it's the way of how you can understand the way of how you can focus the abilities from the right and wrong. Is the way of how you can do it. So what's going on with this Five of Swords for Sagittarius? So the Six of Pentacles reversed, followed by the Queen of Swords reversed. Alright. Followed by the Page of Cups reversed. Okay. Let's see what's on the other side of the Five of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles is upright, followed by the Knight of Wands reversed, followed by the Moon is upright. Okay, what's in the middle? So yeah, the Ten of Pentacles is upright. Yeah, because you want everything to go your way, your satisfactory, the way of how you can recoup your own situations, right? It's the way of how you can understand the methods of saying, well, I got this, I know what to do. You know, this is the way of how you can understand that. So what's in the middle of this situation, the Ten of Pentacles? The Knight of Pentacles is upright, followed by the Ace of Pentacles reversed, followed by the Two of Cups is upright. Yeah, because you're in relationships, or you can be in friendships. The ability from that, so you could be dealing with another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, one way or another. You could be dealing with another Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. You know, this is a way of how you can try to plan out your own situations and say, well, I got this, I know what to do. But then you need to understand the way of how you can do it. What's the way of how this Knight of Pentacles is? The Five of Wands reversed, followed by the Queen of Cups is upright, followed by the Justice reversed. Yeah, because you're not balancing two things at once. Basically, you know, Queen of Cups represents empathy. There are two sides of a story here. One makes sense, one doesn't make sense, but you know, you need to understand how you can proceed with caution. You know, the ability from that right and wrong, and say, well, I got this, I know what to do. This is like an inflow towards an outflow situation. You're looking at this and say, well, I got this, I know what to do. But then what's the use? You know, what's the use about having all these priorities and having a set of stones saying, well, I got this, I know what to do, right? And it kind of is very costly about understanding what's going on. So what's in the middle here? The Three of Wands is upright, followed by the Six of Wands is upright, followed by the Five of Cups is upright. Yeah, because you're having grief. The Six of Wands represents celebrations. The Three represents communication. That's what it seems to be. You know, you're doing that way of knowing, like, okay, well, I got this, into that perspective. What's outside of this Three of Wands here? So the Eight of Swords reversed, followed by the Queen of Wands reversed, followed by basically it would be the Nine of Coins reversed. So I want to see that. What's outside of that card, please? The Knight of Cups reversed, followed by the Ace of Cups reversed, followed by the Eight of Cups reversed, followed by the Knight of Swords reversed. Wow. And the Knight of Wands is upright. Yeah, see, there could be maybe passion here. Maybe it could be that way and say, well, I got this, I know what to do. And you think back and you think, like, well, it's the way of how I can give this situation. I know how it is. It's like the ins and outs, so it's like the in way coming through the out way, But you need to picture yourself and say, well, this is the way it goes. This is like, it's tempting, It's like a temptation. So you need to understand that it's the way of how you can accept on how it is, right? You think back and say, well, this is the way of how it is. So just shuffle these cards as well, but I want to see what's in the middle here. So the Chariot was reversed, there's no progress, followed by the Justice reversed, followed by, oh wow, the Empress reversed, but then the Death card is upright because this is an ending that's coming up. Yeah, that's very interesting. Let's also this Chariot card. The Tower is upright, followed by the Emperor is upright, followed by the Temperance reversed, followed by the Moon reversed, followed by the Star is upright. Okay, so you have inspiration. The Emperor represents like you're gonna have your structure. The Tower represents there are changes in transformation that's coming up. You need to understand the way of how you can do that. It's like your own dialogue, It's the way of how you can accept your own abilities from that right and wrong perspective. You have to believe in everything that's very interesting, right? It's a way of how you can accept on how things are. You have to think to yourself and say, well, what's the point? This whole entire reading is the point. You have to get around to it. You have to focus on the way of how you can accept it, on how it is, right? You have to accept on how things are and say, well, this is how it's going to apply to me, or something like that, This is the way it goes. This is the way of how the outcome is, Because when you look at this, you think, okay, well, this is the way it goes, right? So you have to think back in order to think twice, as a situation, right? So let's see. Let me clarify more cards. Let's clarify the Tower here. So the Nine of Cups is upright, followed by the Ten of Swords is upright, followed by the Five of Wands is upright. Yeah, because you're having chaos. You have conclusions are going to come up. The Nine of Cups represents fulfillment. Everything is fulfilled. Everything is all that abilities. You could be dealing with another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You could be dealing with another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be dealing with another Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Like there's always these zodiac signs that I'm talking to you about. You could be dealing with that situation. What's else with this Nine of Cups here? The Pentacles reversed, followed by the Six of Swords is upright. All right, followed by the Fool is upright. Yeah, because you need change. So this is all a very understanding about the where you're going to begin, how you can understand that, right? It's just like telling a story from the beginning, the middle, and end, So you have to remember to think about what's going on around you in this situation, in the ability from that perspective, So you have to think about that. So let's see what's going on. Hey, this is a good reading, by the way. I want to see what's going on through this situation. What's in the middle here? The Ten of Swords reversed. Yeah, see, the Ten of Swords is upright because you have conclusions. The Ten of Swords reversed, you have no conclusions. Interesting. The King of Swords is upright. Yeah, because you have knowledge. Yeah. Queen of Swords reversed, followed by the Seven of Swords reversed, followed by the Knave of Swords is upright. You're focusing on something. You are focused on something. I have no idea what, but let me clarify that card. The Three of Cups reversed, okay, but then the Six of Swords is upright because you want movement. Yeah, because you're going from this movement on the left side, you want to go with that movement on the right side. That's how it is, right? So that's what it seems to be. What's on the right side of this situation? Seven of Cups is upright, followed by the Fool is upright. So there are two changes that you're going to change. These two that you're going to change. And then the Empress that's reversed, followed by the Ten of Wands is upright. Yeah, because there's always these burdens that you're going through. It's a mess. It's like a mess, and everything is not going to be as planned, right? Because you think that, oh well, I got this, I know what to do. But you have to think to yourself and say, well, what's the point? What's the point about having this? And say, well, this is the way it goes. So, further ado, without any question, you have to pay attention. Whether you like it or not, you have to pay attention on what's going on through that situation. So I think to myself and say, well, this is the way it kind of goes, right? So this is like majority. So I just want to see this because I want to clarify what's happening and what the universe is saying in this whole entire method. So I want to clarify the middle of this situation. Four of Cups reversed, so there's no destruction, not yet. The Death card represents Scorpio, but it does represent endings here. The Lovers is upright because there's decisions. Magician reversed, there's no skill. Seven of Wands reversed, there's no resilience. Ten of Wands reversed, there's no burdens. So you had burdens on this side, on the right side, but then on the left side you have no burdens. Interesting. But then the Sun card represents Leo, because you want to stay positive. That kind of negotiates that situation, alright? What's on the right side? The Ace of Wands is upright, followed by the 10 Pentacles reversed, followed by the 7 of Swords reversed, followed by the 2 of Pentacles is upright. Okay, so the Ace of Wands represents new beginnings here. The 2 of Pentacles is upright because you have all these, like you're going to balance, so you're balancing two things at once, so it's like, kind of like doing, like you're multitasking, right? Multitasking means that you're doing two things at once, so let's see what's happening through this situation here. So let's see what's going on through this situation, because I just want to know what's happening more about a Sagittarius from the December the 16th to December 26th of 2024. What the universe is saying here between the positivity over here and between the middle of this situation. 3 of Wands is upright, yeah, because there's communication here. Okay, anything else that will be telling me that card? 2 of Wands is upright, followed by the Strength card is upright. Okay, so it does represent Leo. You're planning on something. What's this plan about? Like, why are you planning? Oh, because you want completion. Yeah, you want everything to go your way. It's the way of how you can understand, the way of how you can recuperate your own decisions, and then you're thinking that, okay, well, this is the way it kind of happens. This is how it kind of sets my own mind. So I understand that. I understand what the universe is saying here, and I know that. But I wanted to see what's going on for this situation. What's in the middle of this Strength card here? The Knight of Cups is upright, there's romance. The Justice reverse, you're not telling the truth. Oh boy. The 6 of Cups is upright, there's the past. The 9 of Wands reverse, there's no fear. But then the 10 of Cups is upright because there's completion. So you have the past and the completion card, but then when you're not telling the truth, because you're lying about something, why are you lying? Why? Three of Cups is upright, there's celebrations. Strength card represents Leo because it does represent bravery. King of Pentacles reversed, there's no security. Five Pentacles reversed, there's no insecurity. Three of Wands reversed, there's no communication. Not yet, I can pose, but you had communication. You were, right? And that's how it was. What's also with that Three of Wands here? Ace of Pentacles here is there's no growth, but then the Ace of Swords is upright, there's understanding. Yeah, because you're going to understand on what's happening, what's really behind this, because whenever things go, exactly how it was, you think back and say, well, I got this, I know what to do, I want to intervene, and the way of how you can understand that, you think that, okay, well, I got this, I know what to do. But you have to think back, Sagittarius. You have to think back on what's happening around that situation, why you're not telling the truth, why you're lying about something. You have to think to your own self and say, well, I got this, I know what to do, I'll be in control. I am not being mean or rude saying you're a liar. I'm not going to say that. But the point being is that in the reading that you have to think to yourself and say, if you want romance, if you want to understand, if you want completion, if you think about the past, you're thinking about all these kind of things, what's wrong, and, the question is, I'm going to tell you all, is what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Sagittarius? Like, what's wrong with you? You can tell me about the comments below if you want. But you know what I mean, right? You have to pay attention. In order to succeed in life, you need to pay attention about it. Because life can hit you behind, and, it does for a minute or two. But you know what? You need to focus on the ability from that right and that wrong perspective and saying, well, I got this, I know what to do, I want to be intervene, So I'm going to read you the enchanted map. But the point being is that in this significance on this reading, you have to pay attention on whether the way of how you can focus and, read between the lines and saying, well, this is the way it goes, this is the way of how it kind of is, right? So, you think back and say, well, this is the way it happens, this is the majority, and this is the way it kind of goes, right? So, I have to understand that is the way of how you can understand this, and you have to think and say, well, this is the way it goes. So, here we go about me reading this card, and I'm going to read it to you. Number 35, education. So it's going to be reversed on the education. I have no idea why, but I'm going to read you about it because I just want to know what's happening. And you all probably like me reading this to you all, but it is reversed, and this is what it seems to be. So here we go. Reversed, it says, stubbornness and the desire to know it all and be right no matter what will not get you what you want. Or could it be that you are afraid to be seen as someone who knows less than you're supposed to? Could you be flying through life by the seat of your pants, hoping no one will notice you're skimming the surface of things? Life is filled with lessons, some bitter, some sweet. A strident lust for certainty will never bring you the wisdom you seek. Pretending to know more than you do won't make you wise. Be assured that not knowing is a magical place to be. All manner of mysteries are revealed. Be open. It's okay not to know. So, it's the way of how you need to understand that you don't want to be acting selfish, naive, or whatever it is. Whatever you're acting, a bit of stubbornness, or whatever it is, the reading does make sense, because if you're not telling the truth and you're lying about something, I don't like liars. I hate them. Okay, now not to be rude or mean. I'm not gonna swear on my channel. I'm not. But the point being is that I just don't like that. I want to have telling the truth more often. I want that, because when you're lying, it's like, what's the issue? Like, what's the issue about me talking to you? Like, what's the issue? So you have to pay attention that you need to be wise about your own decision, your own way, your own mannerisms, and say, well, I got this, I know what to do, I'll be in control. That's what it seems to be. But before I let you go, pay attention about what's going on through this whole entire reading. Pay attention about what's happening, what I'm saying, what's going on, and this is the way it goes. But this is what it seems to be. So I hope you all like this video. Please give it a like. Please give the comment, and understand about how this is. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day to all, and thank you. Bye for now. Thank you, and thanks.